I thought you were talking about Donald Trump.
Baby, do you think that man's a billionaire?
Yes,
I don't
right?
think he is. I don't think he is. No. Oh. Did he sell that many Jesus Bibles? Like Donald Trump Jesus Bibles?
Listen,
I don't think so.
I don't know.
If that man wanted to be a billionaire, he'd partner with Cheetos and like come up with his own fucking flavor or something.
Are Cheetos billionaires? The people that own
Cheetos?
Cheetos?
Frito Lay's?
Frito-Lay?
Yeah, they own Pepsi too.
They do?
Yeah, well, Pepsi owns them.
I hate Pepsi.
Well, baby, you're drinking Mountain Dew. Hey everyone, welcome back to a new season of Your Weekly TheraTea Podcast. It's a new season, but the same chaos, and we still don't have a adult insight, which is super awkward because we're both in our mid-30s.
That's true. I mean, thank God. Thank God we don't have a supervisor.
I know, we'd be screwed.
They wouldn't approve of like 90% of what we say.
We would have gotten like an HR memo or like a strongly worded email that we absolutely did not respond to.
I was going to say, we both like wouldn't read it, so we wouldn't even know.
The raging ADHD.
Yeah.
And the concussion.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not an asshole who always wears their sunglasses inside.
Right. Maybe we should introduce ourselves.
We should. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm Anne Marie DiPietro, and I'm still a psychiatric nurse practitioner. Yeah. That's the first time you've let me introduce myself first.
Look at us. We're changing.
I know.
And I'm Tell Williams, teacher, therapist, and social worker. And the person who has the privilege of introducing weird mental health concepts to the masses online.
Yes. We should probably talk about our ADHD since this is probably going to be all over the place.
It's going to be a little bit all over the place.
Especially with your concussion.
Yeah. We should, So not only am I battling with the ADHD today, but also got concussed last Wednesday driving. So sunglasses on, medicine taken.
That's so Jojo Siwa.
Of me to wear sunglasses inside. I know, I just need to like pull my hair back into a tight pony and just let it out.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Put some gems on your face.
You don't know that they're not on under these sunglasses.
That's true. So, you know what I was thinking about our ADHD?
What?
Yesterday, all day, I was dreading the cleaning people coming today because I had to clean yesterday, which is insane.
Wait, what did you clean?
Everything. Like, the house is in chaos. I'm saying to Colleen, like, how is it possible that we let it get like this? And, like, why even have cleaning people? Because, like, we do more work, I feel like.
How often do they come for you?
They come the same schedule as you. They go to my house first and then your house and then our patient's house.
I feel like I think that the good thing is we don't have to do a lot of cleaning in between, but I also feel like it was worth the like $100 and so to do it because like it is dramatically reduced the arguments Jason and I have. But then today I was like leaving the house. I'm like, oh shit.
Every Monday, I like think about the fact, every other Monday rather, that our cleaning lady judges us so hard and probably prefers cleaning your house and our patient's house like so much more on Mondays.
There's not a lot I think it's more of just like picking up the random shit that I've like lost over the week.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
I lose literally everything.
Stop. I mean, that is true. The amount of times that you rebuy something and rebuy something. And I'm like, dude,
how many pairs of scissors do I have in the office?
A lot, but I still can't find any of them.
I couldn't find them this morning either. I was like trying to open a box and I was like, how is it possible there's no scissors? I literally bought a pack of like 20
Wait,
ones.
you already went to the office today?
Yeah.
You lived an entire life before this.
I did.
It's only 8:45 a.m.
I know. I had to switch my 3D printer.
Oh, no, fuck that. There's no way.
Oh, yeah.
You did an entire morning.
At like 7 a.m.
No.
Yeah, no. I have to. Like, my ADHD focus time is like a max of like an hour and a half per day, and it's only in the morning.
Oh, see, no, I'm like still waiting for mine to kick in. Like, I'm still good. I have a good 3-4 hours of it once it kicks in, but to get me there at 7 a.m.
Well, I got my Mountain Dew, so.
Mountain Dew at now 8:45 is just chef kiss. Could not be me.
Right.
I love that for you, though. So we're back because the world's falling apart. Truly, honestly. And we have some pretty fun subjects to talk about.
Yeah. What are we going to do this season, do you think?
I hopefully try to figure out the world and fix it, but LOL, it's quite literally falling apart.
How do we even choose what to talk about?
I feel like there's before where we'd be like, oh my God, the world seems so calm and cool and collected. Like we'd be like on BuzzFeed looking at like popular things that happened this week to discuss. And I feel like now the issue is going to be like, what 3 things can we talk about in an episode when there's like a billion things happening? Do you follow, is it Aaron Parnas or whatever on TikTok?
No.
He's like an independent news guy, and he's like, breaking news, and it gives me anxiety every time I'm on. And he's like, so we got some big news for you today. I'm like, baby, it's too much. It's 8:45 a.m. and he's already told me 3 things that are going to end the world today.
I can't.
And I'm just like, God damn.
I can't even go on social media anymore because it's like too overwhelming for me.
Too much is happening.
Too much is happening. Yeah, it just makes me depressed.
We plucked 3 things today, which honestly I'm surprised that we had to find 3.
Right.
I mean, and by had to find, I mean we had to pick 3 from like the 12 that we discussed. But
I mean, we'll probably talk about like 25 things and not even get to the things we were supposed to talk about. It's
guys,
wild.
when these meds kick in 15 minutes, I will be so laser focused.
Right. But I do think because we have ADHD and ADHD like thrives on like creativity and like connection and like hyper focus sometimes, like we do draw parallels and connections and stuff that maybe other people don't.
Well, I feel like most people that listen to us have ADHD, so that also helps too because they're just along for the ride with us.
Yeah, that's true.
We should also probably just like quickly talk because people are probably like, why does this look so different?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We totally should.
We're now at a studio here in Westchester.
I mean, this is the fastest we've literally ever started recording.
No, we sat down and like the amazing like podcast producer that's like right now like live editing as we talk was like, okay, you guys ready? And we're like, shit, don't we have to have like 45 minutes of being frustrated with microphones?
Till literally 4 hours.
Yeah.
The other day we had to cancel or push back our appointments because I think we started at 9:30 and then eventually recorded at like 12:15.
Yeah, guys, and we literally just sat down and they're like, okay, you good? And we're like, I mean, handled us hand in hand. Guys, I'm scared of what this. I was going to be like, handed us a bottle of water and then they were like, let's do this. And I'm like, I've never in my fucking life. So thank you to them.
Why didn't we do this
awesome.
before?
Because who the fuck knows at this point? Probably because I was like, we got this, and we absolutely did not got this.
Never. And we'd start recording, and you'd be like, I hear the heat. We have to cut the heat off.
Oh my God, no. We were in the middle of the summer, and the AC was on, but it was like when you would listen back, you just heard us the whole time.
So Tell wouldn't let us put the air on, and I was dying.
I was like, bitch, put some icy hot on and hope the hot doesn't hit first because...
Like my upper lip started fucking sweating. It was just miserable.
I was like,
miserable.
No,
I was like, I need
glitter.
more Botox in my upper lip.
Oh my God. It was, but we're better now. We're here. So yeah, this will be a lot more easy going for us and professional looking for you all.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is I think kind of more fun, and you have so much more information on it than I did. But
the legal dumpster fire of Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni.
100. It's like I feel like the new Johnny Depp and Amber Heard thing, and I feel like it's so triggering.
But did you know that since it's a federal case, they're not going to televise it?
Wait, how did it become federal?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah, it's a federal case.
Okay, but aren't there like 5 cases going on at one time?
So many. So Blake Lively started with suing Justin Baldoni, and then Justin Baldoni came back and sued Blake Lively, the New York Times.
Oh my God.
Anyone he like interacted with at the Whole Foods and like
not the Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah, everyone on the planet, basically.
If you like have quite literally been living under a rock or just been avoiding the news because it's awful, so I'll give some background of what I
Ryan
think
Reynolds
I know.
Too, he's suing.
Well, by the way,
$650 million.
Deadpool was at the Oscars yesterday.
Really?
So, yeah. But I thought, man, we are just awkwardly putting like just a constant reminder of what's happening. But if you don't know, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni were in a movie. It Ends With Us. It was a Colleen Hoover book that was made into a movie, and it was about abuse, domestic violence, and abuse. So trigger warning. But Blake Lively was cast in it. Justin Baldoni was the director and starred in it. And then slowly throughout the process, she allegedly just like inserted herself into like the entire creative process. And then lo and behold, after all of this, she put out allegations of sexual harassment against Justin Baldoni. And
did you know Ryan Reynolds called him a sexual predator?
Justin Baldoni?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and we've talked about this. Like, I am inclined to believe women when they say they've been assaulted because false reporting is so few and far between. And people were like, but I just think she's so unlikable, and I hate her. And I'm like, hey, people can be two things at one time. Like, she can be a victim of sexual abuse, and she can also just be the worst person as well. And same with Justin Baldoni. Like, I think that we have a case of, like, just awful people doing awful things.
Yeah.
And then just airing that out to anyone that will listen. My God.
Did you know that they sent the like legal stuff to the New York Times before they filed it in court?
Isn't there? No. Wait, who did what?
Blake Lively's team.
And then didn't Justin Baldoni make a fucking website about this?
Yeah. But it was right before the judge, I think at the beginning of February, issued what they call like the Empire State Rule, which is both parties can't talk to the media. Okay, but he came out with the website right before that.
I have to know, why is it called Empire State Rule? Because that is so funny to me.
I have literally no idea. Like zero clue whatsoever.
I don't know why that is so funny to me because all I could think of was the Empire State Building TikTok account.
Right. Do you want to know the craziest part about all of this?
What?
I know one of the people that is suing Blake Lively for $7 million.
The
PR guy, Jed Wallace.
Yeah, because you guys worked together before or something?
Yeah, so, well, first of all, I asked Bam if I could talk about it, and he said that I could. So I think in the past, if you watched last season, we had a couple episodes where I talked about how I used to treat Bam Margera from Jackass. And so what happened was, excuse me, jeez.
It's okay.
Need more Mountain Dew.
you need to clear the whistle.
I'm like traumatized from this whole thing that happened with Bam. So what happened was Jackass Forever was filming. Why are you laughing?
It's just the dumbest name and it just caught me off guard. I'm so sorry.
So this was, I think, in 2021 maybe. Anyways, so there was this whole debate where they were like, is Bam going to be allowed to film the movie? Which to this day, I don't understand where it came from because I don't know that like anyone else was expected to be like sober and well-behaved to be in the movie, but I digress. So I've been treating Bam for like 3 years at that point, I think. And then all of a sudden, Bam was like, they're making me go to this like other psychiatrist. And I was like, what are you talking about? So he was like, this dude, Jed Wallace, called me and said like, you know, I have to go to this other psychiatrist. So I call up this Jed Wallace person and I was like, I've been treating Bam for like 3 years. And basically, he hates everyone except me. So, like, you probably don't want to send him to someone else. Anyway, long story short, they did this whole weird, like, wellness program where there were, like, all these rules he had to follow. And, like, literally every other day I had to say to these people, like, you don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Like, I am paid by Bam, so I'm going to do what's best for him.
Not like he worked for them.
Right. And if he doesn't want to take a medication, guess what? He's not taking it. I'm not prescribing it, period, the end. So Jed, I talk to Jed like literally probably every day for like 6 months.
And now he's in this mess.
Yeah, he's suing Blake Lively for $7 million.
So but he does the PR. So he was like really overstepping before to talk about anyone's mental health, really.
So I don't even know how that happened because Paramount Pictures hired him as like, from my understanding, it was like Paramount Pictures was like, you need to determine like how much of a liability he is to like see if he could be in the movie. It's like fucking ridiculous.
That's what you had to do, or that Jed did.
No, that's what Jed's job was.
Okay, wait, hold on. But he does PR.
I know. That's why it was so bizarre.
Maybe they hired him as like being like, out of your judgment, do we want to take this on?
No.
They want him like a mental health assessment
if you look at the court documents, there's that Free Britney lawyer does all this like shit about like the court documents and whatever. So you can like Google them now. which is a whole other debacle. But anyway, they were like watching him take his medicine every day.
That's really weird.
There was like this whole list. At one point, they wanted me to go to his house every day.
No.
I was like,
but again, you don't work for them.
BAM pays me,
right?
So I'm not going to unnecessarily see him,
right?
Like that's
because they're
ridiculous.
not taking on those fees,
right? Exactly. And at one point, I said to him, like, if Paramount wants to pay me to go there daily, then that's different. But regardless, I was like, no, like that's so stupid. And like, I think like several times I wrote Paramount letters saying like, I have no concerns about Bam being in the movie.
But they were like, so wait, so is he like, is this Jed or is it Jeb? Jed. Is he like a crisis PR person? Like, is that why Blake hired him?
Blake didn't hire him.
Justin Baldoni did. Oh.
Yeah, he's suing Blake Lively for $7 million because he was accused of creating this whole smear campaign where he they're asserting he allegedly created all these bots to trash her online.
Baby, I'm not a bot and I trash because this I will say I trashed before allegations that she came out. Yeah, no, this was before she said that she was or before the alleged sexual harassment. I say alleged because we have no idea what happened. Like I said, I'm always gonna if someone says they were assaulted, I'm gonna assume that they were. Yeah. But like before that, because I was reading like the notes on like it's literally a movie about like abuse. And she's like, grab your florals, ladies, and let's go to the theater. Like, it reminded me of the little concession stand singing, like, let's go to the movies kind of thing. I'm like, and I don't know Colleen Hoover. I've never met her, never read a book, didn't know she wrote books. I think the
books are kind of like you're in your car jamming to Taylor Swift, like sobbing over your ex-boyfriend, then reading the book type thing.
But it sounds so dark. Like, this book sounded really dark, and so I was really confused at why flowery and like how like fun it seemed.
Right. Well, yeah, it was bizarre. There was like this like dichotomy, which back then, like everyone was talking about how Blake Lively was like promoting it in this like really like cheery way.
And it wasn't cheery.
But like also Jeb Wallace didn't force her to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I was looking, I was like, girl, you're talking about how like cheery, fun, grab your florals and some candies and go to the theater. Like, I don't want to be watching candy or eating candy when I'm watching a sad movie or like a depressing or like you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be sitting there like, you know, putting buttloads of popcorn in my mouth. And so I was confused. I thought, maybe I'm wrong. And I read the synopsis of the movie. I'm like, my God. Right. It's about like abuse and stuff. Right. You wouldn't have known that.
I feel like Blake Lively's just like throwing spaghetti at the wall and like seeing what sticks.
Yeah.
Because they apparently like filed some paper in court to depose Jeb Wallace.
Yeah.
And then they like rescinded it because now they think that they're going to name Jeb Wallace on the lawsuit with Justin Baldoni.
So there was like millions of people, but more specifically like women who read it. If you like looked at some of like the social media videos that like a lot of women that like survived domestic abuse were posting about it, like what do you think that does to people who've been like or had a cycle of abuse in their life and then like all of this is being thrown at it? Like, it took like a movie that was already kind of problematic. Like, if you read the synopsis of it, it's kind of like at the end of it, she's like, don't abuse. And did your alarm just go off during the biggest?
Do not disturb.
You know what? I don't need this. No, but like, it was such a weird, because I was like, okay, I'm going to like read the synopsis, watched the end, like the last 10 minutes of the movie. And she's like, has her baby like with her abusive ex-husband and was just like, no, go away and don't hurt me anymore. And he's like, okay. And then like, it's just happy ending. I'm like, that's so unrealistic. And if anything, like we see in domestic violence cases that like pregnancy and birth of a child, like only like ramps it up. So one, super unrealistic, but like, I don't know. I feel like for people who watched this and maybe like got some comfort out of it or something, I don't know, but like the after effect, holy shit.
I know.
Like, I can't imagine.
No,
like,
I can't either. I think that the movie would be extremely triggering to people in abusive relationships because it kind of was like half serious, half not.
Right.
But it's like a serious thing.
Right. And I think that's so like there's a huge battle of like Blake Lively's cut and edit of the movie versus Justin Baldoni's and how they were completely separate and different tones of like a film. So I know that that's like where a lot of the contention started.
Speaking of, apparently there was this whole drama where Blake Lively rewrote a scene. Did you hear about this?
The rooftop scene or something?
Yes, the rooftop scene. And then there was this group chat with like Ryan Reynolds, Taylor Swift, and Blake Lively, like about this scene, right? Allegedly.
Yeah.
And so now Justin Baldoni's attorney has said that they may like call Taylor Swift as a witness for being in this group chat.
I know girl is pissed as hell right now.
Right?
She didn't invite her to the Super Bowl with her.
I was just
Nothing this year.
I was just going to say, now that might be because she knew that they were going to lose to the Eagles, but I'm just saying.
That's true. That's true. I forget we have, because I'm not from here, I always forget we have a personal connection with the Super Bowl, like very intimate.
Yeah.
Because I'm just...
First Jed Wallace in the Super Bowl.
I know. You know what? We are personally tied. Guys, we might be implicated. We don't know.
Right?
We don't know at this point, you know?
Yeah.
Law and order.
Seriously. I'm going to be deposed next.
I don't even know what that means. So I hope not, because that sounds indisposed. What's that? Is that a word? Indisposed. Indisposed means you're not able
what
to.
You're trying to say.
I don't think I know either. We're going to blame it on the concussion.
Yeah.
Because it's raging. Right?
Yeah.
Indisposed.
Do you know what that alarm was, by the way? ADHD moment?
No.
It was for me to claim my Temu credit.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because daily, like when you get credit on Temu, you have to claim part of it every day. And I always forget.
Credit for what?
Like sometimes if you place an order, they'll give you like credit back, but they do it like daily. I think purposely to punish people with ADHD.
Yeah.
So that I don't get my credit.
I'm so sorry. Did you get it?
Well, no, because it
You're
just went off
this.
during this podcast.
Well,
so I'm probably going to forget today.
Yeah, but you know what? You can double your credit tomorrow or something. Is that how it works?
No, not at all. You just miss it.
Well, speaking of being Miss Moneybags over here with your credits and stuff,
Yes.
we need to talk about a totally trash bag billionaire.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay.
Which one?
Well, specifically Elon Musk.
Oh, you want to talk about Elon Musk
I
next?
think we have to.
Oh, I was going to talk about the transgender ban. I thought you were talking about Donald Trump.
Well, baby, do you think that man's a billionaire?
Yes,
I don't
right?
think he is. I don't think
Really?
he is. No. I don't think that man's a billionaire.
For real?
I don't. I really don't. I think he's a millionaire for sure. I don't think that man has billions of dollars. Did he sell that many Jesus Bibles? Like Donald Trump Jesus Bibles?
Listen,
I don't think so.
I don't know.
If that man wanted to be a billionaire, he'd partner with Cheetos and like come up with his own fucking flavor or something.
Are Cheetos billionaires? The people that own
Fritos?
Cheetos?
Frito Lay's?
Frito-Lay?
Yeah, they own
have a lot of
Pepsi too.
chips. They do?
Yeah, well, Pepsi owns them.
I hate Pepsi.
Well, baby, you're drinking Mountain Dew.
Is that a Pepsi
That's
product?
a Pepsi. Baby, that's a Pepsi.
Stop it.
She's been on Pepsi for a while.
Stop.
Yeah, Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew.
Oh my God, my Baja Blast is a Pepsi product?
Your Baja Blast is right there with Pepsi owned.
Is Fanta?
No, maybe.
I love pineapple Fanta so
I do
much.
too. I think Fanta might be its own. I don't know actually.
Did you know that the Royal Farms in Downingtown has pina colada Fanta Slurpees?
The fuck?
They're amazing.
I have to try that now.
One of my drug reps was like, "Do you want me to get you coffee?" And I was like, "Honestly, I want you to go to Royal Farms and get me a Fanta
Pina colada Slurpee.
Yeah, and I was like, "Tell once, one, two," and then I drank both.
You know what? I approve of that. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
I gotta try that now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get that at some point today.
Yeah.
I'll make it
We
Uber
digress,
Eats.
though.
We digress. Okay. So yeah, let's start with that billionaire, that millionaire. I don't think he's a billionaire, but give me the tea on this because.
So on what day was this? Was it Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
It was Thursday that the Pentagon came out with a memo and they just chose like complete chaos.
Yeah.
And came out with this ridiculous memo banning transgender people
Which is
from the military.
Right. Which to me is so funny that we have like a draft dodger, Donald Trump with bone spurs. Was that what he had? Tell who can and can't be in the military. Like
It's so absurd.
Right. Like right now.
Like they're gonna separate transgender people. Like they're kicking them out of the military.
This makes no fucking sense to me. It's
No.
like I feel like we already are like understaffed at the military. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
we don't have enough troops. Like, we're moments away from drafts, and now you're going to be picking and choosing, like, what people are willingly signing up to do it.
And there are high-ranking people in the military that this country has invested, like, millions of dollars in training.
Yeah. Who are just going to be, like, thrown. This makes no fucking sense to me.
You're
that concerned? So then they say
there's exemptions, right? So I wrote down what the exemptions are.
Yeah, you tried to read this to me earlier. I don't know if it's the concession.
Absurd.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's 3. Okay. Number 1, you're stable in your biological sex for 36 months without, quote, clinically significant distress or impairment.
Okay.
So, like, basically, you are not transgender is what that is.
Right.
Then number 2 is you have never attempted to transition to their gender identity, which, again...
So you have to like essentially be transgender without any HRT, surgery,
exactly.
Anything.
Yep. And then number 3, willing to serve in their sex assigned at birth. Yep. Now it gets better. Now they're bribing transgender people to leave the military because they are, in the next 30 days, whoever leaves the military in the next 30 days gets twice the bonus for the involuntary separation pay.
This is such bullshit.
And do you know what the most ridiculous part is? I tried to look to see if transgender people are going to be honorably discharged.
Right.
Because you have to be honorably discharged in order to claim like veterans benefits. Yeah. And it doesn't say anywhere.
Here's the thing. I feel like this is one of the times where I'm like, baby, we got to step it up and file like a lawsuit. I mean, I'm assuming we 100% will, but this is insane.
Yeah, they've already filed several lawsuits.
Like, what the fuck? Like, again, I just can't get over the fact that this is being directed by a man who like dodged the draft.
What? And we should also say my wife is retired from the military, sergeant first class, and she was medically separated. They medically retired her. So she did not want to leave the military, but she had no choice after she got her rare appendix cancer, and they were like, fuck your face.
Yeah.
And like that was devastating to her.
Right.
Like it still is.
100%. Well, yeah, because this was like, it was her career. Like it wasn't like she was like, I'm going to do
her identity.
Yeah,
she was the first female senior gunner in the state of Pennsylvania. Right. She was like ranking up really fast. She was like, I was going to be a sergeant major. Right. And
how long was she in the military for?
13 years.
Yeah. Like this, she was a career, like.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just, and like hers was very medical, right? Mm-hmm. So like the fact that we have people that are trans that are being asked to leave too, like that's going to be just as devastating. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, if not more, because it's like, it has nothing to do with their ability to perform.
Absolutely.
Like Colleen's ability to perform legitimately was impaired. Like,
correct.
Like she was like scoring physical fitness tests like with the men. Like she was, and knowing Colleen, if she went back, like she would have like given herself 42 hernias just to like get the scores she used to get. But the transgender people in the military are like trained, skilled, like I asked Colleen, I was like, tell me your experience with transgender people in the military. She's like, honestly, Emery, I didn't know who was transgender. The only way that she knew of a couple people was because she was what they call a battalion career counselor. So she would like do their contracts. Yeah. And so if their gender identity like changed in the system, like she just had to help them with that. But I asked her about it, and she was like, Emery, isn't the point that, like, we don't know? She was like, if they could shoot, that's all I cared about. Right. Like, I wasn't like, I don't want them in my squad. Like, I want you in my squad if you're a good shooter. Right. Shooter. I don't know.
I just feel like when push comes to shove and you're, like, literally fighting, like, war, I don't think you're like, hey, what are your genitals? Like, or like, what's your gender identity? Like, no one gives a fuck. Like, that is the weirdest fucking hill to die on. And the fact that we're just like, we're, sorry, baby. You gotta, this is I just don't get what's happening in the world right now.
I don't get it either.
I do get it because they're assholes, but.
Like, the mental health effects, like, I can't even imagine. Like, the rejection, like, how hard people in the military work, like, at their careers. And, like, for that just to be like taken away, or like they're basically given the choice to live like a lie,
well, I think
or
that's the shitty
give
thing.
up their career.
Right. They're like, oh, if you were thinking about it, don't.
Right.
Like just push it down and avoid it. And I guess it's not like they're I feel like the idea is like, oh, like the troops that are just doing their, 5 years, 7 years, whatever, and then they're done. It's like, but there could be career people that want to do this for 20, 30 years. That,
or have been doing it
that are now like, if they don't meet that criteria of exemption, right? Like just avoid it for 10, 20 years. And then like the dramatic effects that has on mental health versus just starting the transition process or just being able to be like out in wherever process you're in. We know dramatically defects like or your mental health and like your ability to like,
and they've actually done a study showing that being transgender in the military does not at all affect unit cohesion or like anyone's like feelings towards people in their unit or whatever. Like, if anything, I think the study found that it was better because those people were like living their true identity.
100% it would be. Like it's the things that they're okay with people doing in the military, and that's the hill they're going to die on. I'm like, ma'am.
And I read, too, that there was someone that was scheduled for, I want to say, I can't remember if it was a hysterectomy or, no, I think it was a mastectomy. And they literally had the IV in their arm, like when this like order came down, and the doctor was like, we can't do it. Because the military stopped paying for any gender-affirming care.
Any or just the ones that are for trans people? Because...
Oh, well, just the ones for trans people.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Well, also the military doesn't pay shit, like for... They don't pay for fertility treatments or anything.
That's wild to me.
Right. And... So they'll pay for fertility treatments if the reason for infertility is service related, which like unless you get like, I don't know, like a shot in your uterus, I'm not sure like what that would be. God forbid. But and before like last year, I want to say, even if you had service related infertility, if you weren't married to a dude, they wouldn't pay for it.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, it's only a matter of time before that gets taken away, too, but not like they're paying for our shit.
Well, I was thinking about that the other day, too, because what the president's like the president of the military or whatever. And so, like, he can call and do that stuff much quicker because he has a little bit more precedence over that than...
Right.
Yeah, so that sucks. I didn't think about that, though.
Right. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, and I mean, like Colleen said that the transgender people that she knew in her unit or battalion, or I don't even know what the fuck the words are, were great. Like, she loved them. She was like, there's plenty of straight shitbags in the military that, you know, she would rather not be in her unit.
Right. Also, every time I say battalion, I think of baton. But I also think, I don't know what a battalion is, but I also think of like an eagle.
Yeah.
And so every time that you say battalion, I'm just thinking of a bald eagle like twirling a baton.
It's like so confusing because there's like squads. Like Colleen was the squad leader. And then I think there's units. And then I think it's battalion. I think it goes squad, unit, battalion.
If you asked me what any of those meant, couldn't tell you.
Yeah. No. I don't know anything.
I think that she needs to like, maybe for like, when's Veterans Day? Did it pass?
I don't know.
I feel like it's October.
Is that?
I feel confident it's October.
Okay.
God, I hope so. But maybe for Veterans Day, she can give us a bunch of words and then we can try to figure out if we can identify them or define them.
I always call, because people are like, what's a senior gunner? And I'm always like, you know, the person that like sticks out of the tank with the giant gun. That's what the senior gunner does.
Is that really what it is?
That's for real what it is. But Colleen will be like, it's not a tank, Emery. We don't use tanks anymore.
What do they use?
Well, what is it? They call them MRAPs, I want to say.
M-wraps?
Yes.
Do they get them wrapped and like
I don't know.
Like your pink car wrapped?
Yeah, wrapped like my pink car. Yeah, exactly.
Ring.
Maybe they like wrap them in like bulletproof shit. I don't fucking know.
I feel like it would be made out of and not wrapped in. Can you imagine if it was just a wrap that
like,
did
why
that?
is it called that?
I don't know.
But yeah, like, anyway, yeah, she was like with the big gun sticking out of the thingy.
Senior shooter.
I know.
It's like when you're a fourth year in the shooting high school.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll be like, she's like I'll call her like a sniper, and she gets like so mad. She's like, I shot expert Amory.
Is that better than sniper?
Apparently.
I can't shoot, so.
Me neither.
That's fine. My younger sister can. She's like very good with, my dad used to take us shooting. I know, a liberal that uses guns. It's wild. But my dad used to take us shooting when we were younger. So we knew like gun safety and
what
stuff.
What did you shoot? Targets?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
but it was like an inside, which is wild, but it was like an inside range.
Yeah. Aren't most ranges inside? Well, I guess in the military they're not.
I don't know, but.
Because they like hide behind the berms.
I don't know what that means. It was like one of those things where it's like you put the little paper on it.
Oh, yeah.
And then it goes back.
Yeah. Like on Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I was terrible. And my younger sister was like, she could just like the same like shot over and over, like the same little hole and stuff like that.
Like in the middle of the bullseye?
Yeah. Like she was exceptional. And I was like, I mean, taught us gun safety. I still never want to hold a gun.
The military.
She should have.
Because she's straight.
She's straight and cisgender, so she could have.
Yeah. She could like stay in.
Yeah.
As long as she didn't get cancer.
Yeah. Like,
God forbid.
I feel like she would have been terrible at it if she did that, but she would have been funny. You all would have gotten a laugh a minute, you know? She would have been the comedian of the military.
Colleen always makes fun of me and is like, you would never make it in the military. And I'm like, just because you said that, I would.
I wouldn't be able. Colleen has talked about having to poop in a field and stuff like that.
Oh, for sure.
Can't even.
Like in a bag.
Yeah, I can barely poop at the
bags.
Office.
Yeah, and they like shower with like water bottles and shit.
Baby, no, I need a hot shower. And like that is why I'm like, thank you to those willing to serve, whether you are cisgender or transgender or anything, because you're giving me the freedom to poop at home in private and take a hot shower. Because if I didn't have those things, no, absolutely not. When we would have to film the podcast before in Florida every 2 months or 2 weeks.
I know you wouldn't poop. I remember
I would not poop the entire weekend. Eventually, I was like, listen, if you're not going to, like to the podcast person, like if you're not going to get us a hotel with individual room, which we always got individual rooms at a hotel. When we started doing Airbnbs, I was like, they're like, what do you need?
Remember that story where you said the walls were so thin with that bathroom?
You could hear a mouse fart.
Yeah.
You could, and so I couldn't.
You got super constipated.
I did all fucking week. I would not go to the bathroom. I was so scared. And then I felt so sick when I came back. That was the weekend too. I'm flying back home, and they booked me don't book evening flights, because if you fly in the morning and there's a delay, it's fixable. But in the evening, it just keeps getting pushed back and back. So I didn't poop all weekend, right? And I'm like, and I'm not feeling good. Right, because the first thing I'm doing when I wake up, coffee.
Were you gassy?
No, no. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm scared. I'm sitting there and I'm just holding everything in, because I don't want anyone to know. If someone says, "Oh, do you have to go to the bathroom?" I've never pooped in a day in my life. I don't even know what pooping is. Farting couldn't be me, you know. But I'm Vyvanced up. I'm coffeeed up. Right. I'm taking Adderall. All these are prescribed, obviously, but these things make you poop bad, And so then I'm like, fine, like, okay, sweet relief. Sunday, I'll get home at like 10 p.m. I think the flight left at like 8 or something like that. And it got pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. And I'm in the Orlando airport. My stomach is hurting at this point.
Couldn't you go in like the family restroom?
No, I can't, because I feel like anytime I would come out in Florida, if I went to the family restroom, there'd be some woman screaming at me, because this is like Disney Central.
Oh.
People sitting there full Mickey Mouse ears, Disney adults just waiting.
That's the worst.
It's the worst. And I was like, oh my God. So the flight got there, they wouldn't cancel, which means I couldn't rebook it, so I could get home sooner, or at least just be like, call it what it is. We're not going to go. Get a hotel room, and then just,
go shit in it.
Yeah. Like we left at like 1 a.m. I got home at like 3:30 a.m. And this was the time that I'd realized once I'd gotten home, I forgot I left my bag.
Oh, I remember that.
In Orlando.
With your wedding ring in it?
With my wedding ring, with my car keys, with my insurance card, with my social security, everything.
Is your passport in it?
No, thank God. No.
Okay.
I don't even know if I have a passport right now. I better get one, because we don't know what's going to happen. But I didn't get home until like 4 a.m. And by that time, I was like, I'm just going to go to sleep. We'll shit tomorrow.
Oh my God, you didn't shit when you got home?
I was in such a bad mood. I know, I was like punishing myself, I think, and I just fell asleep. I was
oh
like,
my God.
I don't
you
need
know,
this.
that's how I knew Colleen was the one. Do you know? Do you know
she-
why? Because like when I would date people, when I would first like meet them and we'd like spend time together in the first like few months, I would never like shit or fart like around them, and then just like gas would like build up and I'd be in so much fucking pain. I'd be like, go home, like I need to shit and fart, like I need you to leave my house so I can do that.
And you didn't make her leave.
No, I just started shitting in front of her and farting in front of her. Yeah, well, I mean, while she was there.
Okay, I was gonna say, man,
I wasn't like coming
that's
to the
love.
bathroom.
We need to share this
was
experience
like 6 months
together.
in.
No, I still won't do that.
You don't shit in front of Jason?
No, that door's locked.
Oh, Colleen does that too.
Nope.
But Colleen also shits like 82 times a day.
Couldn't be me. I love that somehow with our ADHD we got on pooping. Which honestly is very on brand as like a pre-K teacher, and yeah, that's pretty on brand for me.
Talking about poop.
Especially with ADHD, it's so gross, but also I feel like it comes up way too much in my life. But speaking of shitheads,
yes, yeah, back to your man, Elon Musk.
Yeah, oh God. So this occurred to me probably a month. Guys, we're only a month into this fucking presidency. Not even a full month. Hold on.
I was thinking that.
Okay, we are a full month then.
We
Thank
are
God.
over a full month. Yeah.
I will say I did sit there and fully said like January was the longest like month of my life, and then February hit, and February is historically the shortest. It's 28 days, 29 sometimes every 4.
Right.
And February felt like, for being the shortest month out of the year, felt horrifically long.
Oh my God, so long.
And I'm like, I don't think that these next few years are going to be flying as I wanted them to. But like a month ago, fucking Elon, the human embodiment of black licorice, was like on. You can't.
What does that even mean?
He looks like how I feel when I eat black licorice. I'm like disappointed. I'm disgusted.
Why do you eat it then?
Because sometimes you don't know it's the black jelly bean. Sometimes you think it's a grape jelly bean, and it's black fucking licorice.
I've never ever thought that a licorice jelly bean was grape.
Oh my God.
Oh, you're colorblind.
I'm colorblind. I know. It's sad.
Don't eat jelly beans.
I'm gonna trust, but like he just reminds me of black licorice. I don't know why, because it's gross and I don't like it. But when he was sitting there giving the fucking Nazi salute, and I was I have like my own like my personal Facebook, not like a social media one, and I don't know who the fucking person was. 'Cause I ended up deleting them because I'm like, it's private too, so it's not like random people can comment. Like, why am I friends with you on here? But I said like, there's no denying what that was, and if you're saying it's not what we thought it was, then do it yourself online. Like, I want you to like give heart or whatever people said he was doing, like showing his appreciation. Record yourself doing that, and I will put it on my TikTok, and 3.3 million people can see you doing it, and I'll tag your boss in it. Like, if you don't think it was that big of a deal. And so then people were like, this is so shitty because he's autistic and he just doesn't know what he's doing, and this, and this. And I was infuriated by that.
Is he actually diagnosed with autism?
He is.
Oh, okay.
Well, apparently, I don't know. I'm going to assume yes, but because of like he, I think, says that he is and stuff.
Okay.
And so this made me so mad because as someone who's autistic, I'm like, being autistic does not mean that you are completely unaware of some of these things. Like, he's an asshole and like a Nazi and a racist, and he's autistic, but he's not those things because he's autistic.
Right.
And people were just like given a free pass at this because of that. And this guy was saying this to me and I was like, wait, what? And I didn't even have a chance to rebel before someone else was like, tell is autistic. Like, you're telling him that, like, it was just the weirdest thing. And I was getting so frustrated for everyone out there who like is on the spectrum, who's like, oh shit, this is like our representation now.
Well, I think the difference is like, is a certain behavior a result of not reading a social cue or not understanding a social cue versus just like not caring about your actions' effect on other people?
Correct. And someone
like, I refuse to believe that giving the Nazi salute is not reading a social cue.
Correct, because as someone who is as like worldly, is that's not the word I want to use, but as well traveled as he is, and has met all types of people, and it has a genius IQ and shit like that. It's like, you didn't know what that was, babes. That's simply not true. Like, and you don't get to sit there and be like, it was my inability to read a social cue that did that. It's like, no, you asshole. That's absolutely not it at all. Like, wild behavior.
Right. Like, you can have autism and be an asshole.
Yeah.
You're not an asshole because you have autism.
Right. Like, exactly. Like, I'm an asshole because I'm an asshole. It has nothing to do with my autism.
Jason and I were talking about that on the way to the lacrosse event the other night, about like, sometimes you're just an asshole.
Yeah.
And sometimes you seem like an asshole because
Correct.
you're like, I'm
not getting it.
Yeah.
And I think like there's so many people now that are like recognizing that and will tell me like, oh, you can't do that, or you can't say that, or like not answering this text because you didn't feel like it had a question that you had to answer to makes you look an asshole. But I think it's just you're not reading the cue in there.
Well, also I do that like every day, like 82 times a day.
Right. And I like, or like continuing a conversation with someone, or like someone will ask me something. I mean, we've gone through this like 1,000 times. So I'll be like, cool. And I'm like, oh, fuck no, they won't like a response to that, or that's their way of like starting a conversation. And so retroactively I go back. But I also can see, and I've talked to friends like, oh, I thought you were just being an asshole, but I see that now. I'm like, no, I wasn't. I just wasn't getting that.
Right. You weren't understanding.
Correct.
The cue. It's not like you weren't caring what the effect is.
But like out of everything that this dude, who we did not elect, you know what I mean, is implement. Like, I just don't get how, again, we have like a fucking black licorice bean up there. Just
now it's a licorice bean.
Yeah, like a jelly bean.
Oh,
more specifically, because I feel like it's also like, I just don't. I'm also not convinced he's a human. I feel like he might be a robot, to be honest.
I was talking to my doctor the other day during an appointment, and I mentioned having a Tesla, and she was like, that's really disappointing. And I was like, well, in my defense, I got it like way before all of this. And I was like, oh my God, do I need to get a new car? But I paid so much to get it wrapped in pink, but I don't want to be judged.
I feel like I got my Tesla back when he was just an asshole, not a Nazi asshole, racist, and before this even election was even thought of. Like,
yes, accurate.
That's a tough one, because the dude is just the fucking worst, and has like, what is it, 13 kids now? Like,
he does?
Dude has like 13 kids. With like 6 different women.
What?
I think he just had like his most recent one. Well, he didn't have it, but his partner.
Wow. How old are they?
I don't know. I feel like they're like they span quite a bit, because again,
if it's 6 different women.
Yeah.
Unless he like moves on and has one once a year with something different.
But can you like the fact that we like shit all over Nick Cannon all the time for having 1,000 kids, but like,
Nick Cannon.
But like Elon Musk is up there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Like,
no one sees Nick Cannon giving the Nazi salute.
No one sees him doing that, right? And I'm pretty sure he recently was just diagnosed narcissistic.
Was he?
Yeah, Nick Cannon was.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah, and he's not fucking giving the Nazi salute. And he has just as many kids as Elon Musk too. There's not an excuse. There's no fucking excuse.
No.
But also, that means minimum 13. He's had sex 13 times.
Oh,
minimum.
My God.
Can you imagine?
Ew.
I don't. That's just something I don't want to think about.
Why did you even bring that up?
Because I thought about it. I was like, he had, between him and Trump, you're telling me that this is the party that's like family values. Baby, Trump had like, what is it, 4 wives, 3 wives? And how many kids? 1, 2. He has the one with the rat face, the oldest with the rat face, the one that smiles with no lips involved. Then he has Tiffany. I just remember that name because it's like Tiffany, like the whitest
lawyer.
name. No, is Tiffany a lawyer?
I think so.
What does Ivanka do then?
She's also a lawyer, I think. No, Ivanka's not a lawyer.
I don't know what she does. I don't think she knows what she does.
I don't know.
And then
I think she's a closeted Democrat.
Well, she was for years until her son.
Her father.
Thank you so much. Yeah, someone said that she wouldn't sign something that saying that like a document saying that Trump wasn't anti-Semitic, and I'm like, damn, that says a lot.
I feel like Ivanka's stepped back.
Well, yeah, because I mean, just, if anything, just for safety reasons. I'm not going to give her any props because she seems like a shitbag too. But then, Baron, is that his name? Suitcase
Baron.
Boy, his son.
Baron, yeah, the youngest one.
Super tall one.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Someone said the other day that, like, you've lost an argument when you start making fun of people's looks. And I don't agree with that. So this is what I'll say. I feel like he looks like young Nosferatu.
What is that?
Oh my God. When we leave here and you look up Nosferatu, you're going to be like, hilarious. But I just feel like Baron, he's like real tall and like just looks like, have you seen Baron?
No.
It's
well, I mean, maybe.
I don't know. There's something dark about that kid. He's 19. I feel like you can say shit about him now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, I got sidetracked. I just can't imagine that those two are the ones who are just like family values, and they have like 1,000 kids between the two of them.
Yeah.
The amount of like discourse I saw online of people talking about giving pass to him because he was autistic, and I'm like, baby,
right.
no.
It just reinforces stereotypes, and it's just really sad because I would never want people to associate autism with that kind of behavior.
No. And the fact, too, that, like, this administration also between Elon and Trump, like, giving RFK Jr. the, like...
Oh, my God. Let's talk about that.
We got a good 10 minutes. Hold on. Let me crack my concussion neck for... Okay, so... This is how we close the episode. If you didn't know this, we could do a whole episode on this.
We really should.
RFK Jr. This man's... said, it's a real fucking good idea. Let's take people that are on antipsychotic medicine, stimulants, antidepressants, and let's send them to work farms. Can you even imagine my ass, our asses, unmedicated on our taken off our ADHD medications?
No, I'd be like laying on the grass.
It would be like the simple life.
Yeah.
It would literally be like, that man be like, hey, did you guys remember to plant the corn for the season? And we're like, no, we forgot.
We'd be like singing that song. You remember it?
Zana, yeah. He'd be fucked. Yeah. Nothing would get done. I'd be like, I'm gonna RFK Jr. Sir, he'd probably make us call him sir, I would assume.
Yeah.
We forgot where the seat, Lord Jr. We forgot where the seeds were. We did plant rocks, but we didn't want to take, so we don't want you to be mad at us. That is why there is no crop, right? We were on our way to go milk the cows.
And we got tired.
We got tired and started to ride horses instead.
Yeah. And then we found a creek and we just like laid in it for a while because we were hot.
Yeah. I would get absolutely nothing. And then on top of that, you're going to pick that many people in a room with no ability to emotionally regulate. If he raised his voice at me, immediately start crying. It would be
like The Handmaid's Tale. Did you watch The Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where was it when they sent them off to like, what did they call it? When they sent them off to like
I know
the
what you're talking
camp?
about. With the radiation and stuff.
No, radiation?
Yeah, Alexis Bledel was there.
Oh yeah.
Oh baby, I think the thing is, it's like they want to use it for like a rehabilitation of like, oh, all you have to do is, baby, if the solution to ADHD was just to work more, like I'd have been golden for years.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Like that's not the solution here. And again, you want to put all these people in one room together.
Wait, did you hear that he said that getting off of an SSRI is worse than coming off heroin?
Oh, God. Why?
Literally, he said that.
Why, though?
I don't know.
What is his background in?
Not prescribing psych meds. For sure.
I mean, the man who cut off, like, who drove hours with, like, a whale head on his car and then, like, dumped a bear into Central Park. Like, I feel like there's got to be some... I mean, the evaluation process on that man, case study after case study, baby. Because his daughter was like, whale blubber, which is like which is leaking in the car. Like, that man's insane.
Yeah. Well, also, this is my biggest pet peeve with ADHD is when people talk about the abuse potential of the medication. Right. And he's basically saying, like, we need to get rid of it because we have this, like, stimulant crisis and everyone's getting addicted to stimulants and they're overprescribed and blah, blah, blah. Like, what about the research showing that being treated for ADHD before the age of 12 reduces your risk of substance use?
100%. If anything, I feel like because of this criteria, especially looking at women and how they present sometimes with ADHD differently, I feel like we've underdiagnosed it. I know that's gonna be, but I really truly do. And we're also like, especially the generation like below like us is going to have it at a much higher rate, because if you're sitting there thinking like, I always say this, like, we're not meant for things like TikTok. Like to sit there and like be like a video of someone with cancer, a video of a dog like farting, a video of pranking a couple, and then a video of like a soldier coming home, and then another video of someone dying of cancer. Like our brains are not meant to go at that warp speed of different stuff. And I think it's just like creating like a vast majority of people with ADHD, because then like we're not getting that kind of dopamine like that quickly. And especially like as adults, we can regulate it a little bit more, but like kids doing that, they say a cocoa melon is like horrible for kids and stuff, and like SpongeBob, which I grew up on SpongeBob, but I feel like we're going to see it at a much higher rate. And so when the crisis is that, baby, you're not making it available enough for people, and that's the crisis.
That's the crisis.
Yeah.
Like literally on a daily basis, like I'm spending so much time prescribing the ADHD meds to different pharmacies. It's like I had to hire a virtual assistant, like basically to manage my stimulant prescriptions.
Well, I don't think people realize too that like their idea of like stimulant abuse, right, and like what they see in it is not people with ADHD taking it. Because like if I always tell people, if you've taken Adderall, Vyvanse, any of those, Ritalin, all of them, if you've taken a stimulant and felt this immense amount of energy and was like, I can get everything accomplished, and you're like wired and all that, you don't got the ADHD, right? Like by and large, when you're taking these stimulants, it's going to calm you down and give you the ability to focus. So I feel like when people look at like the caffeine addicted, this I'm so excited episode of Saved by the Bell, when they're like, that's an abusive stimulant.
I'm so excited.
I'm scared. Like, that was abuse, baby. And that was a caffeine pill. But like, if that's what you're looking at of like what it looks like to abuse a stimulant, yes. Like, but
well, and I always say like people with ADHD treated with stimulants, and it makes like such a difference in their life. Like you're ideally not diverting your medicine or taking more than prescribed, because then you're going days without it.
Oh, 100. And I mean, I shouldn't say I don't know anyone, but I would say like 99% of people I know or clients I have that are on ADHD meds don't abuse it, because again, it's like it works enough and they don't want to be without. So yeah, I don't agree that that's like a legitimate argument on their end. Like
I think we've been in the stimulant crisis for like 2 years now, maybe. And for the first time last week or the week before, they were out of my stimulant, because I take my Deus, which is like it's just like a form of Adderall. And I was without it for a week, and it was not a good scene.
I can't imagine it would be.
It was so bad.
I wouldn't want to do that, babes.
No.
I like, today's my first day without the Vyvanse. I need a new prescription. I need to remember that. I'm going to put myself a reminder. That I had Adderall, thank God. But like, God, there was at one point, like, I think it went like 3 weeks without Vyvanse, because they just couldn't find it anywhere. There was one time, the only way I was able to get is I was home in Indiana, and I was like, I wonder if I could, if the prescription worked here, and by not get, I mean, they just didn't have it, not like,
not in stock.
Not that they were like, I can't give it to you. And they had it there, and I was like, damn, that's wild. Indiana stepping it up.
Yeah, it's so bad. Like, I don't know. It got better for a while, and now it's like the worst it's been. RFK probably. It's probably sabotaging.
I feel like our next episode, RFK. It should just be.
So?
Oh, absolutely. If you, baby, I could give me an hour to talk shit about that man.
Yeah, we could probably find all sorts of wild quotes.
We invite his nephew Jack on. Jack.
Jack. I don't
Jack.
know.
I feel that's his name, and I'm gonna tell you now. I'm probably gonna find out that I'm absolutely concussioned wrong on that. But I would think by next week I won't have a concussion anymore. I mean, I hope, or at least not struggling with it.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, maybe we'll be like a little more on track.
I mean,
probably not.
I was gonna say let's be very honest. I don't know. I don't know about that.
I don't know that ever happens.
But
though we are being more efficient.
We are. We are, but that's just because of Westchester Studios, though.
Yes.
So we have to give them all the props and
Yeah.
thanks and accolades because they have us on track. They even have us at a timer. Like
What does the timer even say?
1:59. We literally, it's counting down. Yeah. So like we like hit right on the money.
Oh,
So
we're amazing.
we did it. High five. We did it, Joe.
Yes.
Okay, join us next time.
And this one might actually get posted.
Well, God hoping. I mean, if it doesn't, it's not their fault. It's ours because we fucked something up.
No, Westchester Studios is going to do it for us.
Oh, then guys, we're good.
Yeah.
We're golden. We're good to go.
Yeah. So check them out if you have a podcast.
Yeah. If you have a
Like
if you have
people-
podcasts, come here. Yeah,
Yeah.
If you're local to the area, or probably even not. We should get that information. Wait, can they like send their podcast in to get edited and stuff? Yeah, he gave me a thumbs up, guys. That means yes. So even if you're not local,
And they do marketing too, like social media clips and
oh fuck, that's like what you guys need.
yeah.
Just a heads up, like it doesn't matter the podcast if it's not marketed.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta know that shit.
And that it's so annoying. When I used to have to do it before, I was like,
You're absolutely not.
oh, it was so bad.
Couldn't
And then
be.
my computer never had enough memory and like I couldn't save the video for
Right.
my movie. Story of our lives.
worst.
Remember when we used to record and like we'd be in the middle of recording and
just-
one or both of our phones would be like, nah, no more memory.
Done. And now we don't have to worry about that. Now we can use our phones for notes
Yeah.
and printed notes too. But
And to remind us about our credit from Temu or my laundry that got picked up. Your order weighed over 100 pounds
girl,
of laundry. That's disgusting. That is ADHD in its natural habitat.
Anne Marie has to go fold her clothes, and I
No, they
have
do
to-
that. The laundry service.
Well, then she just
Remember,
had to,
didn't you use
That's
it?
right.
Yeah.
She got to put up her clothes. I got to go take more meds.
Yeah.
But
I gotta go to work and call patients.
we'll see you next time. Let us know what you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
But until then, bye.
Bye.